Alright guys, what's going on? We've got the last war of Season 20 here, and this is our biggest, most important war of the season. This is the war that's going to determine whether or not we place in top 3, and we're playing against the number 2 alliance in the world, ASR. So, I had to join at work to share energy with an alliance mate who was kind of in a hurry, so I'm going to join really quickly, and then I'm going to back out of this fight and scout the map for you guys really quick. So I'm going to be starting off on path 9, and yeah, basically I'm going to go ahead and show the map. I was a little bit surprised because some of these placements are pretty standard. They had a lot more rank 3 6-stars than what we normally see. But outside of that, usually it's kind of hard to find multiple lanes that you can quake in war. And I see that they didn't give up a ton of Corvus charges on this map, or they kind of Corvus proofed what would normally be a charge. But overall, I'm going to use Quake for the majority of these fights. And that's kind of unusual to be able to do. You can see that a lot of the problem defenders, it looks like they tried to stick them on paths instead of on mini boss nodes, which makes sense because, you know, it's up to one person to clear those fights. But a lot of these fights are pretty easily countered. I'm guessing that they're just going for a couple of strategic kills, which is totally fine. We do something similar to that. But I don't see a lot of fights. It doesn't, or a lot of paths. It doesn't really look like you would have to bring more than one defender to counter it. I could be wrong about that, but either way, we're going to go ahead and jump in over here. This is going to be a rank 5 5-star Mr. Sinister, and this is the Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and Poison node. So I'm going to be boosted all the way up for all of these fights. This is going to be a really easy, straightforward Quake fight, especially since Mr. Sinister only has a 1-part heavy. It makes it a lot easier, and he's not stubborn. So basically I'm just going to get myself in the corner here, Quake him like normal, and you can just see how quickly he's going down. And I'm going to be using Quake in a lot of fights for this war. So I'm using a combat regen boost to kind of save on some potions. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this fight. This is our 3rd Quake cycle. He's down, so I'm getting about 25% off of him with every cycle that I do. So one more, he should go down after this. And yep, fight's over. So super easy there. Mr. Sinister very rarely will pick up a kill anyway, so it's not a huge deal. This is going to be a rank 3 6-star Silver Surfer, and they put him on the Power Focus 1 node, which is pretty smart, just because he gains buffs from throwing his special one. So what I'm going to do here is just hit him a couple times. I still have my combat regen boost on. I'm going to lock in the spores early because this person's running a lot of limber. So I'm just going to kind of parry, stand close, back up. Now I've got 24 spores on him. And yeah, you can see that we're less than 30 seconds into the fight. He's down to 35%. Lock in the spores one more time, and that should pretty much do it. So yeah, 95% health. And actually, unfortunately, that is the last fight that I'm going to use Omega Red for. So, I don't show it here, but I did take a quick break between that fight and this next fight here. This is going to be a rank 3 Human Torch, just to shake my hands off. My hands were shaking. I was super nervous. Nobody wanted to die for this during this war, especially to an easier fight like this. So I do understand why they put Human Torch here, and I think that it's because if you block his special one, and he builds up some heat charges or smolder charges, you can get incinerated by hitting him. And then when those incinerates go away, you're going to take cold turkey damage. That makes sense. However, he is not a stubborn defender, so Quake just just easily takes him down. He doesn't have a very big health pool or anything. So with Quake, this node, she just completely bypasses all of the mechanics of this node. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, just Quake him, and you can see that he's going down almost as quickly as that rank 5 5-star Sinister did. So Quake's damage output, especially with boosts on, is pretty massive. And yeah, fight's over. So this next fight is the one that I was most concerned about. It's probably the only interesting fight of the war. And this is going to be Crumbling Armor, Force of Will, Footloose, Kinetic Transference. So this is basically to prevent people from being able to use like Warlock or something against this Havoc, which makes sense. But I dueled him a couple times, and I know exactly how many Quake cycles I can do before he's going to get to a special one. And it's 3 Quake cycles, so there we go, we're on the first one. And since it has Force of Will, it actually helps me because he doesn't have that double concussion going on. So I'm not going to be auto-evading a bunch in the corner. So here we go. This is going to be our 3rd Quake cycle. I'm going to let off my heavy here in a second, and I probably should have done it a little bit sooner. So I'm standing open for him to use the special 1. He doesn't use it, so I get in the corner here. Push him to the special 2. He's going to throw it right away, and then right back into quaking. So this fight is actually, I had an invulnerability boost on. I thought for sure I was going to have to take a special 1, but I did not end up having to do that. So I'm going to move over here now. We're going to take this Rage node. Sentinel here is a good placement. He's basically placed here as a Corvus counter so that people can't pick up a charge here. And I'm not sure. I don't know if it counters Medusa or not. I think it does because this node also has like ability accuracy enhancement on it. So Quake in the past was able to bypass the damage cap with her aftershocks, but she's not able to do that anymore. So you'll see here that my aftershocks are capped at 2.5% of his health. And also, Sentinel is a stubborn defender, so I have to play this parry style. And you'll just see how much health I end up losing on this fight. I'm not really missing parries. I think I missed 1. But yeah, it's just going to be kind of a long fight. So this is it. This is actually going to be my last war, or my last fight of this war, which was fine with me. Took the pressure off kind of early, got my fights done, and yeah, we had we almost cleared perfectly again as a battle group, but we did have one situation where somebody got kind of unlucky on some RNG aspects of a fight that they took, and so my battle group ended up clearing with 2 deaths, which is really good. And I'm actually going to show the death count at the end of this war just because it kept going back and forth. Everyone was watching it the entire time. And there we go. You can see we died 9 times. They died 12 times. Both teams were trying. ASR has said that they decided that they were going to push for this last war. Probably just to not determine the outcome between who got 3rd between For Loki and New Nation, because if New Nation won their war, which they did, and For Loki lost this war, then New Nation would have gotten in 3rd. So I think so as not to tip the scales, they kind of decided to push, and yeah, they did a great job. We just as an alliance, maybe we just wanted the win more, I'm not sure. But they didn't need it. ASR ended up finishing in 2nd. We finished in 3rd for the season. And I will go ahead and upload the war season results, the rewards, and also like the For Loki cards from the PR system as soon as the cards come out, so it'll probably be tomorrow. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.